On the line with us right now is UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor. Coach, how are you doing?
Fantastic. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, sir. I wanted to start with a real serious question here. How much different is your life now compared to before you were on the Dave Campbell's Texas football cover?
Yeah, I get quite a few pictures and things from friends and family, like they'll be in the store and just randomly send me the silliest stuff, or they'll run into somewhere where they see it with Joey and they're comparing who looks better, who looks worse, who looks older. I get a lot of that.
Who got the most votes on that one? Because you got the height.
Joey always wins. Everybody loves Joey.
You got the height on him, though.
That's about it. He's got that huge personality and that beautiful smile. Who couldn't love Joey McGuire?
That's true. That's true. Y'all played on Friday night against FIU in a win. I'm curious, do football coaches get to enjoy Saturday and watch football at all, or is it right back up to the facility working on stuff Saturday?
Well, we've got North Texas next, and they're so good at running the ball. It's hard for anybody to enjoy any time off. You feel like you've got to be preparing, and I think all it did was make me more depressed. So we landed about 4:30 a.m. Got home in bed by about 5, and back in the office about 8. So we got about a 3-hour nap. I can't sleep on the plane, so I don't get any sleep there. But most of my guys at least get to sleep on the plane.
When you're watching a football game, what do you watch for? What are some of the things that impress you when you're watching a football team?
Are you talking about when I'm just at home chilling, or when I'm really working trying to beat somebody?
No, when you're just at home watching a football game, just getting to enjoy it, I'd imagine you watch it a little bit differently than, say, I do.
Well, I'm like a fan. I watch the ball, which is not any way to really watch a game. And then I usually, if I'm by myself, I'm going to rewind it every time, about 7 or 8 times, and watch the line play, the design of the play, the defensive scheme. But it's just hard to watch it at home because y'all don't have wide angle, tight angle, and end zone. You only have whatever the TV offers you. So it's generally at home, I'm just going to enjoy it, watch the ball, and get to work and watch the game again with wide angle, tight angle, and end zone just to learn more ball.
Your quarterback, Frank Harris, has had an incredible season, one of the most improved players in college football over the last couple of years. I'm curious, just as a guy who's seen him a lot, every single day basically for the last few years, where has he grown the most since maybe your first practice or first meeting with him to say today?
Confidence, no doubt. Confidence. He's just extremely confident. Second would be just his knowledge of the game, where to go with the ball, when to go with it. Third, I'd say accuracy. And he's always been able to run. He's always been a winner. That's nothing that's really changed. But I'd say those first 3 things, confidence, just knowledge, and, just his ability to be accurate when he throws it.
Walker Beatty, a defensive lineman from Liberty Hill, moved over to left tackle, started for you guys against FIU. Where does that rank in maybe some of the most impressive stuff you've seen from a player in the middle of a season? Just being able to make that transition, can you explain to just a layman how hard that is?
Well, I'm going to ask Joey if he's had any type of crazy injury bug at certain positions. And if so, I'm going to start calling this the Dave Campbell jinx or curse, because we've now gone through 5 offensive tackles, which I've never in my life been through. Now, I will say my first year to remove the blame off of Dave Campbell, I lost 4 quarterbacks. So if I had my choices, I'd rather it be offensive linemen than quarterbacks. Nothing against my offensive lineman. But yeah, Walker only been playing offense now for 3 weeks. Was playing left guard for 2 weeks, but we lost 2 more tackles, in the win against Western Kentucky, and we had to move him. So he went out there and played just a fantastic ball game from Liberty Hill. Played both ways in high school. Unbelievable athlete, good basketball player, comes from a great family, and man, he bailed us out of a mess Friday night.
Rivalry game against North Texas coming up that you touched on. I think I know your answer already, but what impresses you the most when you kind of just get into this Mean Green team?
6th leading rushing team in the country. The Air Force, the Navy, and the Army are 3 of the 5 in front of them. Central Florida and Ole Miss are the other 2. 4 running backs that are all very good. Whoever evaluated and recruited those guys did a fantastic job. The O-line, what Coach Blesh and Coach Clemens have done up there, They're scheme wise very good. They're athletically very good. They give different looks. They're really good. And they kicked our tails last year. And if we don't show up Saturday, we'll get kicked again.
Do you use that game last year as motivation? Do you talk about it with your team, or is that one of those things where that's last year's skin? We're not even going to bring that stuff up.
I just think the circumstances are so different. I think they're 3-0. We're 3-0. Everybody knows we're two of the better teams in the conference. Texas recruiting. I just think there's already enough there. I don't think I need to add any gas on that fire.
You've coached at UTSA for 33 games. I'm going to read some stats. I want you to tell me which one you find the most impressive or you have the most pride in. Y'all are 15-3 in Conference USA, 14-2 at home, 12-4 in one-possession games.
Oh, man. It's hard to win in college football. Unlike as a high school coach, we were better than, 85% of the teams we lined up against every Friday night. In college football, you're not better very often. It's just a good game every week. So all those stats are really impressive to me. But the most important one to me is conference. That's how you win championships. And that's the one that matters the most because you got to be able to win on the road too. And obviously you want to be able to defend the Alamo Dome, which we've done very well. The Houston game obviously still haunts me.
What are you like before a game? Are you pretty tense? Are you talkative? I guess. What's Jeff Traylor like, that hour or 2 hours before a game?
I try hard to be. I do because the work's already done. It's just miserable. I'm a big journal guy, and I write to myself every single week. Now, I've been a head coach for 18 years, and I literally write to myself, why do I continue to do this? This is the worst feeling in the world before the game. Once you get the headset's on and you're in it, it's a blast. But, man, that buildup is just miserable.
I was going to ask you what you write in that journal all the time, but I guess I know now.
Well, there's a great quote that says, worry is a terrible waste of the imagination. And I try my best to be as positive and think through things positively and not get into a bunch of worry stuff.
All right, Coach. We really appreciate it. I will be down there Saturday to watch the game. Good luck this week, and see you on Saturday.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. God bless. Birds up.